you'll actually see the analysis we did in one of these sessions, where we looked at both of these entry opportunities. All right, there were a few others, right, very tight though. And now, if you look at, let me just get rid of this. It seems like it's really distracting me. Okay. All right, so previous or last week's high was just a tad before 130 even, right? So 130 even, that's the previous, just before that, that was the previous week's high. And we see the market just come in and spike with these clean highs just above that 130 even level. Okay. Personally, I'd like to see a bit of a pullback to the downside in order for us to think about the continuation move to the upside, right? But obviously, if you ask the long, I wouldn't be getting out anytime soon. I did point out that from this swing low, right, from our entry point, which was here, okay, this is probably where most guys would have come in, or worst case scenario at this 127 level, right? So that's about 400 plus pips, but most importantly, you had that 261 Fibonacci extension, right? That Fibonacci extension, which is, I believe, going to cause a bit of a rejection to the downside, probably to about that 2850 level. I'd love to see the market pull down to 2850. Okay, that would be really solid, and then one more push to the upside. Okay, if you look at the weekly as well, there's still some fresh highs around that 133 even level. Okay, and that is about another 400 plus pips, right? So plus minus 400 pips. I'd like to see the market continue on the push to the upside though. All right, so if we do get the pullback to the downside, probably to that 2850, I'd love to see something happen there, some sort of a rejection and a few more confluences to come together there that would definitely warrant another long from me on that GBPUSD. Okay. The GBPJPY, right? We were long here, right? I think it's about, let me just get rid of this. Okay. All right, so this was our buy, this red line over here, which was exactly the same setup as previous previous market that we actually looked at in the GBPUSD. Okay, and that was a really good solid one because it was the previous week's high. All right, you know how it was the previous week's high, beginning, I'd say the second week of October. Right. You had that swing high just a tad before 38 even, and the market broke above that, came in on the retest. Okay, I know some guys got in a bit early, as you can see, one of my exits are over there, so that banked around 220 pips, and that swing high pointed through to the swing low. Okay. First target was there, right, as you can see with the take profit where it was, and the second take profit, right, I'd love to see it come to that 142 even level. Okay, if you look on the daily time frame, we don't have anything significantly supporting actual price right now. Right, the only logical price level that I do see is above 145 even, right, and that's quite a distance away, and therefore I'm really hoping for a continuation move to the upside. So if you're still in this one, you might experience a bit of a pullback to the downside, probably to around 140 even, right? If you see a drop down to 140 even, a re-entry obviously would be something we would look forward to. Okay, that has a potential of about 190 to 200 pips. Okay. All right, as you guys know, usually stop loss will be around 60, 50 pips at most. So that's about 1:4 risk reward. Okay, this is the USDJPY. Okay, USDJPY, we've been hoping for a breakout on either one of these directions, on the upside or on the downside, and we haven't quite gotten any sort of confirmation on this one. So As I have been saying for the past couple of weeks, I still will remain a bit neutral on the USDJPY. There was a potential setup here, right? I was hoping for the market to bounce off this 108.50 level, which has proven to be somewhat of a previous resistance level, and the market did play around a bit there. Okay, did play around there, but I just don't like the behavior. It extended about 20 pips, so if you had a stop loss of about 50 pips on this one, okay, if you did take the trade 50 pips, you're still in the game, right? You're still about 5 pips or so. But I obviously, like I said, I don't like the behavior. I like to see some nice clean rejections similar to this particular price action over here, right? You have a swing high gets broken, market comes and pulls back right back into that zone again, and then you see a takeoff from there, right? I don't like to see consolidating sideways ranging movement. Okay, that's just me though. So for me, I'm still neutral on the USDJPY. I don't see anything on it, so I'll just probably keep it off my chart. So if we look at okay, yeah, you can talk. Max. All right, Max, have a question? All right, I think we lost Max there. Okay, if you guys have a question, just raise your hand. If I feel like it's important to that particular section that we're doing, then I'll just answer it right there and then, or just type it alternatively in the chat area there. Okay, now USDCHF. As you guys know, USDCHF also hasn't been extremely trending right in either direction. We've had a bit of an upward movement from that 97 level, okay, up to that parity, right? You guys remember we spoke about this, one spot even, which basically means for for $1 you get 1 Swiss franc. So they basically even, and the market pulled away from that level aggressively. We're hoping rather for a breakout on the upside, right, which would confirm the continuation trend on the upside, okay? But the market just pulled away from those highs before the breakout occurred. So that was technically a no trade, right? And we see the market pull back to the downside to this 98.50 level, also, which is not quite a significant level enough for us to actually isolate and say we'd rather be shorting at this particular price point. So it's more a game of waiting it out here, right? If we have to place something on the USDCHF, it would have to be a rejection around that 99 level, right? So 0.99 even, okay, which is about 36 pips, okay, which is about 36 pips. At this particular price point, right, if you guys look here, we did have this swing low, but it's not quite the previous days or the previous week's high or previous week's low, right? In this instance, we're looking for the previous week's low, which didn't really come in at this level here. So we might get a rejection at this point. But if that does occur, then we're just going to let the trade slide and come back on a retest on these lows at 98.50, right? So if we get that break, if the market breaks away from where it is right now, okay, would like to see somewhat of a retest to these lows over here. But ideally would like to see the market come up firstly to 99 even and then push down a bit to that 9800 level. Okay. Because that's obviously going to give us a bit more as well. And this is the GBPUSD, right? Also, you guys can see this was our take profit, okay, and there was our entry that was 160 pips last week, and it was also previous week's high. Okay, previous week's high. That was the first entry, I think, was here, right? First entry was 65.50, and the second entry we got an opportunity at 6,800. Mine was a bit late because I already had a position on, so it was about, I don't know, 40 pips late, okay? So it was about 40 pips late or so, but I mean, it eventually did work out. Okay. Now, if we're looking at the daily time frame, also on a daily, we can see that there's really not much in terms of resistance, immediate resistance on the larger time frames. So we could see a continuation of the move to the upside on the GBP CAD, right? But I'd rather see a pullback at least to that same level, right? That 169 even level. That to me looks like a decent level for an entry, right? This looks like a solid breakout. And from there, that continuation move to that 261.8%, which is at 17200. Okay. So 17200, which could provide another potential 200 pips, or 270 pips, if it all goes according to plan. Okay. So that is the GBP CAD. And last but certainly least is the USDCAD. Right. So now, if you're looking at the USDCAD, right, this market has always been one of my least favorite markets, simply because of that choppy sideways behavior it inhibits. It exhibits a lot of the time. So for me, it's very difficult to actually get like those nice clean entries that I prefer, those nice clean breakouts. You do get a lot of aggressive movement, right, after a long period of sideways consolidation, right? But it's usually quite aggressive in pulling back, right? Sort of like here, get the sideways consolidation, and then all of a sudden the market pushes to the upside and then pulls back again, right? Obviously, it's linked incredibly to the volatility of oil. Therefore, we have this type of movement. Okay. If you're looking at the 4-hour time frame, let's start off with the 4-hour time frame. We didn't really get a lot of entries on this one. Okay. A trading partner of mine was talking about this, expecting a entry to the downside, right? Looking for a short, but not really quite getting that because of the type of behavior that the market was busy with at the time. Now we see a breakout from previous month's low at 131.40, right? And I was expecting a bit of a retest, right? A nice clean retest in the market coming back, pulling up to the upside, boom, and then pushing down, right? We didn't quite get that. Seems like the market has just fallen off a cliff. We still do have to these previous lows here. Okay, if we take this swing low to where the market is, okay, that's about 60-70 pips or so, which for me doesn't really make up for the effort I put into a market. I'd rather see 150 pip take profit at least, especially on dollar CAD one. So I'd love to see the market pull back to that 131.40 even level. Okay, so from there would have a much better risk reward ratio going on. Okay, to these lows here. Right, so to this low, that's about probably up plus minus 100 pips. Okay, you just check amount of pips. Yeah, that's about 120 pips with a 50 pip risk reward, 50 pip stop loss. That's still a decent looking risk reward ratio. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions? All right. Any questions, guys? No questions. Okay. If we don't have any questions whatsoever, I will be ending off today's session here. All right. It was a brief one. Doesn't look like we have a tremendous amount of trading opportunities this week. Okay. But I'm certain we can make a bit of money either way. All right. Tomorrow is our advanced session, right? It starts at 7 p.m. and the beginner session is as normal on Wednesday, 7 p.m. and then it's Thursday, 7 p.m. We'll have our advanced session again. Okay. So I will be posting the link through to the group for this particular session, and I'll see everyone in the advanced classes tomorrow at 7 p.m. And like I said, guys, I am available on Telegram most of the time. Okay, but it's better if you just send a WhatsApp text. Okay, I think those get responded to much quicker. And anything you need to ask me, just do so there, or just write it down and save it for the session. Okay. All right, guys. Cheers.